Alright, hello everyone. We are back with some more King of Ireland tournament casting. Today, or rather for this video, we are going to look at torgo73 versus dkthehobbit. This is their best of 3 set. They are starting off on Irish Arabia and they are in the bronze division. So torgo73 over here on the left with the purple Goths and dkthehobbit on the right with the blue Saracens. So let's take a look at their maps. Both are kind of in the corners-ish of the map. I think I like torgo73's map a little bit less than I like dkthehobbit's map. Although torgo73 can wall across here, and he can wall like this, and of course he can wall the front of his base, which is a ring of trees. torgo73 is playing as the Goths, and dkthehobbit is playing as the Britons, or as the Saracens, sorry. So let's talk about some strategy here. Goths are obviously terrifying late game. torgo73 saying he did not expect Saracens. Well, I wouldn't expect Saracens on this map either. But you can pick Saracens if you've got this kind of plan, right? Maybe dkthehobbit wants to do a man-at-arms into archers build as Saracens and bust his way through these buildings in the front, which are really not that strong. Goths don't get stone walls, so there could be a window of opportunity here for dkthehobbit to be aggressive, to do damage to torgo73, and get in before the Goth swarm can be unleashed. Let's talk about maps. So we were talking about maps earlier before I became sidetracked. The reason that I like dkthehobbit's map is because he's got gold in the back here, and he's got back stone too. So he could wall off like this, and he could wall off like this, and he's got this gold back here and a lot of wood. It's a pretty easy wall off in my opinion. He's also got some pretty long wood lines here. I don't think this is open. Yeah, this looks closed. This is a nice long wood line for him. So torgo73, he's got forward stone, forward-ish gold if he decides to wall here, and this gold could still be ranged by a tower, and there's no gold in the back for him. Got an emergency house coming up for torgo73. Let's bring in the boar. The Goths do extra damage to boar. Their villagers, at least. He's only got 3 on wood so far. And he's sending 2 villagers forward here. Okay, he's going to mill his deer. So he is not going to... I actually don't agree with this decision to mill the deer. I think that villagers for Goths carry what is it, plus 15 meat or something? He could long distance these deer with 2 or 3 villagers at most. And like, maybe 2 villagers I think he could send out to deer. I think that's what the number is. But Gothic villagers just carry so much meat. So he doesn't need to build a mill here. He should have milled his berries. Well, that's just my opinion anyway. dkthehobbit scouting around. And torgo73 scouting the back of his base here. So let's see if either player has made an attempt to wall. dkthehobbit has built a fearless forward lumber camp here. He's got 3 villagers on wood. So this would suggest a scouts build of some kind. I don't know that I agree with scouts though. It's so easy for Goths to make really cheap spearmen. And scouts on this map are not that great, at least not early game. The ring of wood, the ring of trees, I should say, makes it easier to wall this map initially, but it's so open and there are so few trees that scouts become a lot more powerful late game. So dkthehobbit here has found Torgo's stone. He's looking at it, or he's forgotten about his scout, one of the two. Okay, so dkthehobbit has 3 on gold now. Interesting. They're both players have about 40 seconds of town center idle time, and they are at 20 pop. So dkthehobbit here getting loom on 20 pop. He's almost got the food to click up. Are we going to see 20 pop scouts? I don't think so. That wouldn't make much sense at all. So dkthehobbit has the food, and he clicks up now. torgo73 is not on his way up yet. So he is now milling his berries, and he is starting to go out to wood, or to gold. He's already on wood. See, we got 6 on wood here for torgo73. So that is a lot on wood. And I wonder what Torgo's plan is. I don't see a barracks yet. I just see forward palisade walls. So he is thinking about closing off his base. But maybe he just wants to do the whole Goth spam. Maybe he just wants to wall up, boom, and then unleash. This could be a mistake, though, as we've got some forward villagers from DK the Hobbit here. DK the Hobbit needs to turn around and attack this wolf. This wolf is getting free wax. And we have a forward barracks coming down from DK the Hobbit. He reaches feudal age. So this barracks being built forward is going to cost him time. Time that he could have spent making man-at-arms. And he had to wait for his villagers to walk across the map. Torgo hasn't scouted it, obviously. Torgo is over here with his scout, keeping an eye on DK the Hobbit's stone. DK the Hobbit's got a kind of a weird wall off here. He's walling this off. I think this is open, though, so he needs to be careful. He's got his gold miners here, and he is walling to the town center. So he's going to have to close this off or something. So now we've got 2 ranges. No, a second barracks. Wait, what? No, okay, 2 ranges. 2 ranges coming up for DK the Hobbit, so he's definitely got plans for Torgo. He's building his military buildings forward. Torgo getting all the upgrades, though. He's getting man-at-arms, horse collar, and double-bit axe. But Torgo has no militia, at least none that I know of, on the battlefield right now. So I'm not sure what his plans are for this man-at-arms upgrade. I feel like the food and gold would be better used somewhere else if he's not going to be using it now. But maybe he's about to make some man-at-arms. And we already have archers in queue for DK the Hobbit. DK the Hobbit is going to need a range so that he can get fletching. But these archers could be very damaging to torgo73. They are Saracen archers, and they will deal bonus damage. Okay, we got a second barracks coming down for torgo73. So in order to sustain man-at-arms production from both of these barracks, he's going to need 4 on gold, which he has, and a heck of a lot more on food, which he is working on. So can't use it yet as a man-at-arms comes out, but DK the Hobbit's archers are going to clean that up. So Goths early game, you know, they can be damaging, but they're usually damaging if they're like in your base with man-at-arms and you're struggling to keep enough on gold because the man-at-arms are coming in and you've got to repair the palisade walls. Like, Goths thrive in messy situations. Situations where your opponent can't afford the appropriate counters. Goths themselves are not that hard to counter before Huskarl comes in. In fact, they're quite easy. This should be another range, okay? It's not the blacksmith I thought it was. But he has a blacksmith because these archers have 4+1 range. So he is getting in. So he's got a blacksmith somewhere. Yep, here it is. We saw it. He's working his way in. So 3 ranges is going to require, what, 12 villagers to collect from on gold. As a tower comes down from torgo73, I do not like this tower. And apparently this was not open, but he walled it anyway. So this tower isn't going to protect anything, although maybe if he kind of like walled in front, it could. But DK the Hobbit is looking to come in with some archer aggression. I don't like this tower. All that DK the Hobbit has to do is camp the base of this tower and destroy it. These palisade walls are like tissue paper. DK the Hobbit can just come right in as he pleases. Look at how their health goes down so fast to these archers. DK the Hobbit really punishing torgo73 here, who cannot build stone walls. DK the Hobbit on his way in looking for some damage. There are some Gothic skirmishers, but not enough for now. torgo73 wisely evacuating these woodlines. Can't stop the flood of archers. Okay, so torgo73 is on stone, probably to make more towers. He wants towers to defend from this. We got 16 Saracen crossbowmen here. DK the Hobbit has a massive amount of town center idle time. You can tell all of his attention is forward. He is still not making villagers. So DK the Hobbit has reached 20 villagers, 20 military, and he has put a lot of pressure on Torgo. So Torgo is headed this way. He doesn't have the wood for another lumber camp. So I don't know what the plan for these villagers is. He needs a straggler tree to chop, but I don't think he's got any straggler trees. So DK the Hobbit has more archers waiting here in anticipation of Torgo coming. And he has more archers outside which he could move in. These villagers fighting this. Where are Torgo's archers? So Torgo needs to come around and clean up these archers now. And keep torgo73 off of wood. That's what DK the Hobbit needs to do. So Torgo is now back on wood. This was totally preventable. So torgo73 still does not have the wood to build another lumber camp if he needs. DK the Hobbit coming around with his 15, 16 archers now. The Eco KD torgo73 has lost 4 villagers. Make that 5. And he's not able to get a good lumber camp up anywhere. His wood keeps on going down. I think maybe because he's making skirmishers. Yeah, he's got a skirmisher in queue. He has one on wood somewhere. What is going on here? Oh, okay, so DK the Hobbit is taking the bait, coming out to deal with this army, and Torgo is going to come back out onto his lumber camp. I think in this case, if you're DK the Hobbit, you set the rally point on your archery ranges, and you just collect your reinforcements there until you have enough to deal with this. Because these archers, if these archers stayed on these lumber camps, Torgo would be dead. He can't take wood, and he needs it. Torgo is going to rebuild this wall, but these archers are just going to come back and destroy it again. As Torgo comments about the score lead. What's going on here? These archers not going to survive diving that town center. These archers are going to take out this tower now. So DK the Hobbit with 11.5 minutes of town center idle time. I don't think he's made a villager since 20. No, okay, he's made 3 villagers in that time. So really could be quite a good player if he worked on his macro. These archers are going to take down this tower, and then they'll be free to fight the skirmishers. torgo73 suddenly has wood again because he's on his lumber camps. He's building another tower on his gold. So these archers need to come around now. They need to go above the mill, and they need to come and hit this wood line here and this wood line here. Don't worry about this tower. But he's probably going to take the easiest path over there, which is this way. So torgo73 getting some armor to help his man-at-arms survive these archers. I think torgo73 needs Castle Age. I think he needs to rearrange his resources. Don't worry about the armor. Get to Castle Age, make a siege workshop, and make some mangonels. Maybe he feels it's too far off, though. So DK the Hobbit with 13 minutes and 52 seconds of idle time, but it's not ticking up yet. So is he going to come around? I think he's just going to destroy this barracks. Yeah, here it is. It's going to destroy the barracks, and there's nothing that torgo73 can do about it. He'll send his skirmishers down, but they're not going to range these archers from all the way over here. He needs to come out and around. As Torgo says, "Gah, stop it!" Torgo putting up a market now so that he can rearrange his economy. Maybe he's thinking he can use some of this gold. He can buy some food and click up. So what's DK the Hobbit up to? He's actually pretty close to clicking up to Castle Age himself. There he goes. He's got the res and he's clicking up. Nice. So torgo73 coming out to pick a fight with these skirmishers now. DK the Hobbit sees it. He needs to come up this way and start killing villagers. Oh, torgo73's got a sneaky mining camp over here. Well, he better hope that DK the Hobbit doesn't see that. An unfortunate fight being fought here. This isn't worth it. You're on your way up to the Castle Age. You can get crossbowmen. You can get more attack with Bodkin. He stopped making archers. Now torgo73 is on his way to the Castle Age. DK the Hobbit had this. He really did. When he was back here with 16 archers, and torgo73 had nothing. Sure, he had some military up here that wasn't really doing anything. And instead, DK the Hobbit came back here and cleaned up like 3 man-at-arms and 2 skirmishers, when he could have queued reinforcements and ejected them and then killed them with those reinforcements. But his 16 archers were back here preventing torgo73 from taking wood, and torgo73 didn't have the wood for a market or another lumber camp. So it was GG. But he has let torgo73 back into this game. So let's see, what's DK the Hobbit up to now? He's got more archers coming back. Was he attacked over here? Why did he come back this way? He's building a stable in the back. That is a strange choice. He has 15.5 minutes of town center idle time. Although his town center is working now. He is getting crossbowmen. He needs to get Bodkin as well. But this game is going to change dramatically if torgo73 gets a castle up. If torgo73 builds a castle, then that means Huskarls, and DK the Hobbit would be done for against Huskarls. It's not going to have an answer to Huskarls. I mean, theoretically, Saracens do get... This is a weird lumber camp out here. Oh, DK the Hobbit finding this gold. This is so great for him. He needs Bodkin. Get Bodkin, DK the Hobbit. torgo73 doesn't see it. Or if he does, he doesn't react quickly enough. But that's why you don't build camps out here that you can't defend. Unless it's unless you're very confident that your opponent is not going to scout it. Because it's either far enough away or your opponent is not going into units that have good vision. DK the Hobbit wants to come in and attack from this direction now. This is a great idea. And here's the castle. So this castle is going to completely turn the game around. As soon as torgo73 starts making Huskarls, DK the Hobbit will really suffer. He's got his skirmishers in place. And there are enough skirmishers here to... They are elite skirms too, to scare off these crossbows. So, DK the Hobbit making knights for whatever reason. What is with people and making knights as Saracens? I don't get it. Maybe somebody could explain it to me. These knights will, of course, trade well against Huskarls. We've got a knight and some crossbowmen coming up here. But then Goths can very easily make pointy boys. This group of archers has been cleared up, and the castle is up. So Huskarls will be created very soon. Yeah, here they are. This is the beginning of the end for DK the Hobbit. Having said that, though, he has killed 11 of Torgo's villagers. but Torgo still has a massive villager lead because of all the idle time for DK the Hobbit under his town center. Man, if I'm DK the Hobbit, I'll be watching this recording and thinking, oh, I could have ended the game in Feudal Age. So these knights are probably for killing these skirmishers, but make siege, make a mangonel. It's okay to make siege weapons as the Saracens. I know their archers kind of act like siege weapons, but now the Huskarls are on the way. They're going to kill this knight. They're going to clean up what's left of DK the Hobbit's archers. And I think this is torgo73's game.
Ja, bereite.
So we got torgo73 with a counterattack here. Beginning to pressure the barracks. The Goths get arson for free, except it's better arson. Their infantry do bonus attack versus buildings. And this barracks is going to go down for DK the Hobbit, as will these ranges. DK the Hobbit has stopped producing from these buildings, which is wise. And is adding a second town center. So adding a second town center despite not creating villagers from the first. So Torgo getting the armor now for infantry. And DK the Hobbit getting armor for cavalry and speed for cavalry. So I think that torgo73 would be better off just not caring about these ranges. What's the worst that could happen? These ranges produce some archers, and so he sends 2 Huskarls later to deal with it. Come on forward, hit your opponent. Your opponent has no military. He's got 5 military somewhere. These 2 knights, and then he's got 3 crossbowmen in his base. So your opponent is not prepared to fight this. So come and hit your opponent while you can. Don't give your opponent the chance to come back into the game. So now, torgo73 destroying the houses. Mixed in a couple pikes for good measure because he saw some knights earlier. DK the Hobbit is going to be in trouble here in just a few minutes. Once Torgo finishes destroying this forward, he'll send his military and attack DK the Hobbit's base. The skirmishers are already on the move, and the infantry will not be far behind. Okay, so Torgo has built a town center out here. And I like that a lot better. The town center will keep these villagers safe. Here is Torgo. He has arrived at DK the Hobbit's base. And it looks like he's going to pressure from this direction. Maybe because he knows that there is a lumber camp over here. Although there's nobody working it right now. He gets in easily. And DK the Hobbit has to pull these villagers off of gold and go somewhere else. DK the Hobbit still has 7 on gold somewhere. I'm not sure where. No, okay, he's got none on gold. These knights are fighting, the archers are fighting. And I don't think these knights are going to be enough, but we'll see. Knights are powerful units. Well, maybe those knights would have been enough if this Huskarl decided to fight. But he just barely cleans that up. I do think torgo73 could have won that fight if he had kept his skirmishers around. Okay, so DK the Hobbit putting up a castle of his own for Mamelukes. Castle will give him control over this stone, and it will secure these wood lines. Okay, and DK the Hobbit now going to take this stone now that he's secured it with a castle. So what's Torgo doing? Torgo is making villagers? No, okay, he is bolstering his pikemen. We got Huskarls now being created from these barracks, so I think that's, what, Anarchy? It's one of the Goth unique techs, or either that or Marauders. I think Marauders is the Hunnic tech. So he's got a bunch of infantry queued up in this barracks and none in this barracks. So he is reinforcing his army, and he's probably going to make another attack. But DK the Hobbit is protected from this angle now, so he'll have to hit from a different direction. So DK the Hobbit is making villagers from both of his town centers, which is good. And he is stonewalling off sections of the map so that he cannot be raided. Smart. So here come the infantry. They're coming back. They're just running right by that castle. And these knights are following them, except this is not enough knights this time. DK the Hobbit wants to quick wall, as Torgo is taking the fight here, killing the knights, and he does get in. And he is out of the range of the castle now. So this house isn't going to stay up for very long. So these Mamelukes are seen as cavalry archers by the game. So that means that Huskarls technically do get bonus damage against them. But because the Mamelukes deal hack damage or melee damage instead of pierce damage, they are much better against Huskarls than regular cavalry archers. So this house is going down for DK the Hobbit. He is stonewalling behind it, trying to keep torgo73 out. Torgo73 is starting at this other palisade here. But if he just walked in above this market and hit this gate, he could be in so fast. And he's decided to go this way instead. If he's not careful, he might get stonewalled in. So he's going to go after this palisade, which is much more vulnerable. Does not have the armor that stonewalls have. Stonewalls have 8 hack armor. Palisades only have 2. So here are the Goths. They are in, and they are attacking the stable. However, DK the Hobbit is moving across the map with villagers. He is going to drop a castle on Torgo73. Dude, you can't even secure your own base. What makes you think you can get this up? Yeah, he changes his mind. He sees that there's too much military here. Did he delete those villagers? What happened with that? So, Torgo is in, and we're rushing a panic castle down here in the back to protect the farming eco. No way that castle goes up, though. Not with these units here. Huskarls take very little damage from Town Center Arrow Fire. They're excellent raiding units for that reason. DK the Hobbit building the castle with 1 villager. Is Torgo73 going to see it? No, Torgo73 does not see it. But DK the Hobbit calls GG anyway. GG, well played. This was a fun game. I definitely think that DK the Hobbit had the opportunity to end this game in mid-feudal age, when he was back here with his archers. If he had just camped these lumber camps, he could have prevented his opponent from getting enough wood to build another lumber camp himself, somewhere forward perhaps. But his opponent, he moved around to try to get more villagers. His opponent moved back, took wood, and then continued to build skirmishers with it, and that forced DK the Hobbit away. But DK the Hobbit had an opportunity to win this game for sure. And that's why I like watching these sets, because there are comebacks. So now we're going to go to Tullyhog here, which is apparently DK the Hobbit's home map. Be right back. Let me step away real quick. Alright, let's do it. So, Tullyhog, I'm glad to see Tullyhog. We haven't seen much Tullyhog. So, on the left-hand side of the map, we have DK the Hobbit deleting his starting yurt immediately. He is playing as the Huns. Huns do not need houses, and that starting yurt requires provides 10 population space, but drains your gold. So, DK the Hobbit is just gonna start with just under 150 gold here. torgo73 is playing as the Vikings. So it'll be interesting if torgo73 knows about the gold drain provided by this yurt. So he's getting the town center mostly built and then taking some wood and then building it. And you want to get 2 houses up as quickly as possible so that you can delete the yurt. Okay, so DK the Hobbit now has got villagers in queue. He's got a bunch on wood. It's a nomad start. You start with 11 villagers. So does DK the Hobbit know about the resources around him? Okay, so he is scouting with sheep. He's found some berries. He's found some deer. And he's going to want to go to the corner of the map and start trying to cut his way through to the corner of the map. The players won't know what's back here. So this could be either relics or stone, and they are always opposite. So the relics are always top and bottom or left and right, and the stone is either always top and bottom or left and right. But you're never going to have a situation where both of these are relics or both of these are stone. So he's got a mill up, and he has started to take the deer. And he is building another mill, and then he's going to take these berries. So torgo73 still has not deleted his yurt. His gold is still being drained. He is putting up a lumber camp here, and he is building houses. Did I understand this one was a nomad start? No, I did not.
Oh.
Well, torgo73 adapting. But if he doesn't know that this map is nomad, chances are he doesn't know that this yurt is draining his gold either. torgo73 getting loom while he still can. But you actually can accumulate negative gold on this one. So we'll see what happens. So torgo73 long distancing these deer. And what's torgo73's scouting look like? How much awareness does he have of the map? I guess he's scouted around. He's found some berries. He's found the deer. He sees that there are more sheep and more deer back here. So there's a lot of sheep on this map. It's Ireland, after all. So he's found small gold deposit there. Torgo73 still having less town center idle time than DK the Hobbit. So DK the Hobbit keeping his town center working for now, though. But the villager count is about equal. DK the Hobbit is now a villager ahead. Okay, so Torgo73 has finally deleted his yurt, so I guess he does know about that. He is left with 58 gold. Got a bunch of extra houses up. So maybe he deleted it and was housed for a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know. So, Tullyhoe, named after the site in Northern Ireland. This was a coronation site for the O'Neill chiefs. And this standing stone doesn't exist anymore, and it probably never looked like this even in the Middle Ages. But after the failed insurrection in the early 1600s, the English pursued the fleeing Irish chief Hugh O'Neill back to North Ireland, and then they destroyed this stone as they were doing so, because the English knew how important these sacred standing stones were to the Irish. So let's see, we got more houses coming down from Torgo73, so he does not want to get housed at all. And he's sort of performing a wall off. Tullyhoe is considered more of a closed map. Even though it's supposed to be a standing stone on a field, this map recreates it as though maybe it were in the Middle Ages, where it wasn't fully a pasture. Although there are mostly bushes, there are some trees. Now these trees are walling him off from stone in this case. He doesn't know that. There are wolves back here. And if you chop these trees down, you can't build in this location. Ever. So even if you remove all of the wood from the trees, you still can't build on these lines. So once this is open, it cannot be closed up again. So DK the Hobbit looking really good on villagers here. Keeping pace with Torgo73, and in some cases even being ahead. So I'm excited for him. I'm hoping that he pulls a win out of this one so we get to see a third game. DK the Hobbit getting loom now. Is he going to have enough to click up to the feudal age after that? I don't think so. He'll have to make more villagers. Oh, yes, he is going to have enough. He had already bought it, I guess. So he's doing well on resources. Torgo73 is on his way up to the feudal age as well, just behind him. He has a barracks up already. So we'll see what Torgo73 can achieve with that. It's tough to get feudal age damage in with a nomad map. But maybe Torgo73 will pull it off. I think DK the Hobbit is planning a fast castle, though. I mean, look at his resources. He's got enough for a blacksmith and a market. He'll have enough food here in just a minute when he reaches the next age, and he'll have enough gold. He's long distancing these gold mines. So you can definitely tell that DK the Hobbit has got something up his sleeve. He's got something planned. He's queued 2 villagers behind this so that his town center is not idle while he's advancing. And he has a bunch of villagers on berries. So these villagers will be created while he builds the buildings. He wants to build a barracks, though. So now he needs to get that market blacksmith up immediately. Unless he wanted to go like stable and blacksmith. And he forgot that he needed the barracks to do it. So here's the blacksmith. And is it going to be a stable or is it going to be a market? For buildings. Okay, there it is. So there's a stable coming up. And it looks like he's queued up an extra villager just to be safe. He's getting foraging, which is okay. He just had another food dump off, so that's okay. I would get the eco upgrades first, personally, myself. But maybe he's planning on doing some damage. He's making a scout so that he can go and find his opponent. He wants to find his opponent, take his opponent off of gold, secure this gold, probably. Torgo73 walling himself up here. Okay, what's torgo73 up to? torgo73 is actually also up to the castle age, so both players are FCing. Interesting choices. DK the Hobbit getting double bit axe here. Is he going to get horse collar next? Horse collar would be a great addition to his economy. It would allow him to farm relatively inexpensively. So DK the Hobbit is on the prowl. He is looking for torgo73. Is there stone on this map? Wouldn't you like to know, torgo73? Looks like DK the Hobbit actually has some pretty good idea of what's going on here. He's doing a good job scouting with his sheep. He's got one scout here. He's got another scout here. Yes, there is stone. It's in the corners. So supplies coming in for torgo73 and scale mail armor. So torgo73 is planning on making an infantry push, as DK the Hobbit says, I'll never tell. So torgo73 is going to have to find the stone by himself. So this stone is going to be pretty good for DK the Hobbit. It would be harder to micromanage collecting the relics than it would be to just throw a mining camp down and take the stone. These stone mines have 700 stone in them apiece. They're basically a castle. So torgo73 coming out, and he's taking the gold on the side. He doesn't want to go after the gold in the middle. Now you can town center this gold. It's tricky. There aren't many places you can do it, but DK the Hobbit has found one, and he should be on his way with knights already. Yep, there they are. So he's in with knights, but he's mostly looking for his opponent's gold. Doesn't want to fight these. Wants to find Torgo's gold, and I think he's going to do it. Yep, here it is. Found it. So he should know that this is actually... He doesn't have to go this way. He can just come this way. He is on 2 stables. He's got 2 knights. He's getting bloodlines. He is not making any more knights yet, DK the Hobbit. But this knight needs to come forward and help out here against the long swordsman. There we go. So torgo73 losing 4 villagers so far. DK the Hobbit microing this knight back. He's got another knight here. Needs to send all of his military down. And everything attack this gold. But this is too much infantry at this point. DK the Hobbit building another town center, though. So I don't know what this is. Maybe this is make a few knights and get my opponent to overcommit on defensive military and go single town center while I boom up. Maybe that's the idea here. So DK the Hobbit has in total killed 5 villagers. Roughly even KD though. And he has got a 10 villager lead on torgo73. Ouch. He does have slightly more town center idle time, but he also has 3 town centers to Torgo's 1. So Torgo coming out here, he's building some houses to wall this section off, and he is going to secure this area of the map. He's got his military here, so he does not want his opponent attacking from that direction again. There is not much gold on the outskirts, though, as this gold mine is running out. There's only 73 gold left on it. Actually, even less now, because I keep on talking. We can never seem to finish my sentence in time to accurately reflect the amount of gold that's left in this mine. But Torgo is going to have to come to the center to take gold, and that's what he is doing now. So DK the Hobbit could scout this more easily, though. Hopefully DK the Hobbit finds that. torgo73 getting pikemen, which will be much better against DK the Hobbit's mounted units. Pikemen, of course, getting plus 22 bonus damage instead of plus 15. So where is DK the Hobbit's food all coming from? I guess he's still taking sheep, so he's doing well in that regard. He's building a market, so maybe he can buy some more food. He's got knights in queue, and he is headed out across the map, and he's going to see this, and he will have the opportunity to kill some gold villagers now. So he is taking torgo73 off of gold at this point. Torgo has more military, but it's not in position to protect that. It was over here securing his wall off. So Torgo chopping through to the other side. He is going to find some stone. How far is DK the Hobbit from chopping through? He's very nearly there. In fact, he is there. So now he can go send some spearmen in here and check it out. See what he's got back here. It's like Christmas morning. He is opening the goodies. Hasn't seen anything yet. Okay, so now he knows that there's stone back here. And he also knows that there are wolves back here. So we'll see how interested he is in that stone. DK the Hobbit is keeping that clear, and he is also running around with his military, harassing torgo73. It's 52 villagers to 36. Some of DK the Hobbit's economy is idle somewhere, though, or it was. Okay, he's building farms now. Does he have horse collar? Nope, not yet. It's too bad. I'd like to see horse collar. It would make his farming a lot more efficient. Dark Age farms are just so terrible. What are you doing, man? You got this massive military. Come up here and prevent torgo73 from going back onto gold. So Torgo is 2 town centers now. He's going to open this up. He'll find stone, which will be good for him. But Torgo73 may be coming looking for a fight, thinking, hey, my opponent retreated, I must have a military advantage. But that is not the case here. DK the Hobbit has a much bigger military. He's got cav archers and knights, so they can cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. So DK the Hobbit is at 16 minutes of town center idle time, but he still has a 13 villager lead over his opponent. He is coming out here to stone, but he is losing villagers. So DK the Hobbit has lost 4 villagers to these wolves, but he's killed 8 of Torgo's villagers, so it's a little sloppy. I would have sent a knight back here, have the wolves go after the knight, and have the knight kill the wolves easily. But now this area is completely free of wolves, and he is able to take all 6 of these stone mines, each with 700 stone in them. So that's basically 7 castles right there. Okay, so Torgo has not gone back out to this gold yet. Torgo is still chiseling his way through to the outside. He is also going to find stone. So the good news for Torgo is he could probably sell this stone as he takes it if he needs to get gold, if he's taken off of gold. Ideally, the play for Torgo would be to just take that stone and drop a castle over this town center and take all this gold for himself. But this map is hard to castle drop. Okay, I don't know what that was. That was DK the Hobbit buying a bunch of stone. He is on stone back here, but he wasn't getting it fast enough. But he had a lot of gold, so he's going to castle drop this gold. Make it harder for DK the Hobbit here to take gold. Now, DK the Hobbit could still take gold out of this mine, but this will at least secure more gold, and it will protect his town center from being castle dropped. These pikemen are headed for a counterattack on DK the Hobbit. DK the Hobbit with a 7 villager lead now a 6 villager lead. So he is falling behind. He is not keeping his town centers busy. He is getting the armor and ballistics. He just finished the first archer armor for his cavalry archers, which have bodkin. And Torgo getting arson so that he can destroy buildings more efficiently with these pikemen. So the pikeman raid from Torgo, looking for some damage, not finding it yet. So these knights are keeping an eye on the gold. Making sure Torgo can't take gold. So is Torgo through yet? Yes, he is through. Torgo could send some stuff back here to check out what's available. He doesn't know what's back here yet. I mean, his opponent is over here, and his opponent knows what he could find back here. But he doesn't know. Spikeman headed back around, could not find damage. Town Watch coming in for DK the Hobbit so that he can see these pikeman raids coming from further away. So Torgo has sent some villagers out here, fighting off wolves, and finds the stone. So decides this would be a great place for a town center. But first he's got to fight off the wildlife. Yep, there are a lot of wolves back here. But they have great respect for the construction zone. Look at that. Getting out of the way. Miraculously, Torgo not losing a single villager to those wolves, which impresses me. So, alright, so what's DK the Hobbit? What's he up to? What's his plan? I think he's wanting to go Imperial Age. We see him buying food and basically stockpiling a lot of food. And there can really only be one use for that. Torgo73 is back on gold, though. DK the Hobbit's got military somewhere, but he's not doing a good job. He's got 23 cav archers. And where are they? They're all waiting up here. Could you imagine if these cav archers were denying this gold? He has some cav archers here. He'll see it. He'll say, oh, I need more cav archers, and he'll probably send his cav archers back. But DK the Hobbit is in a great spot right now. He just has to prevent Torgo from taking gold. Torgo decides not to fight for it, though. DK the Hobbit, he's going to let DK the Hobbit have this for free. I think he's got enough pikes to at least drive this off. Coming in with his pikes from the other side. DK the Hobbit needs to drop a castle, like, right here, on this mill. This would secure all the gold in the center for him, basically. DK the Hobbit, on his way to Imperial Age. Torgo is pretty close to clicking up himself, although if he does, he'll only have 100 gold left. These pikeman raids are coming. So these cav archers have a little bit of a frame delay. They didn't get the chance to fire the past couple volleys. But instead, what I think is going to happen is Torgo is going to castle drop the center here and secure gold for himself. But we'll see. Okay, this might be good for DK the Hobbit, actually, just cleaning this up. These pikemen have been a huge distraction for him. Sure, he loses a couple cav archers, but he's better off. He really is. So DK the Hobbit could afford another castle at any time. Come on, man, where is it? Build your castle. Drop it here. Deny all gold from your opponent. Without gold, your opponent can't make siege, and without siege, your opponent cannot push these castles back. There it is. So Torgo could technically still probably take gold over here, but it's risky, right? Because it's pretty close to DK the Hobbit's town. So DK the Hobbit, okay, he sees this, he garrisons to attack the pikemen. He can't wall this here, so you better hope Torgo doesn't go that way. He is still taking stone. So Torgo has enough stone himself for a castle now at this point. Surely Torgo will build a castle. I'm just not sure where he'll build it. But Torgo73 off the gold. So where are the trebs from DK the Hobbit? We need trebs now. Trebs would make this complete. Okay, he is building one trebuchet. So DK the Hobbit mostly desires cav archers, although if Torgo73 is building 2 castles... Wait, what? No. Torgo the 73 is building 1 castle, and DK the Hobbit is building a castle to drop a castle. Can't do it, though, because Torgo started his castle first. This castle surely could be denied. These villagers need to charge this mangonel, and these cav archers need to rush forward and pick off the villagers. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think what will happen is DK the Hobbit will... Oh, no, wait. He gets it down. He's going to deny this castle. Wow. Nice. Good job. With the Cav Archers doing a lot of damage to the Mangonel. And castle has to come back here for torgo73. And now DK the Hobbit is building a castle of his own. Taking out that Mangonel, the Cav Archers do take some damage, but they fire quickly enough. And they do enough base damage to where they can take the Mangonel out. Mangonels have 7 pierce armor. And I think 7. Let's see. No, 6 pierce armor. And Cav Archers do 8 attack per shot. So this castle goes up for DK the Hobbit. Now he has a veritable tread platform. So these Cav Archers do 2 damage per hit to a Mangonel. And how much health did the Mangonels have? 50? So you just need 25 Cav Archers to one-shot a Mangonel, which is approximately what he has. And that castle goes up, and torgo73 calls the GG. DK the Hobbit is victorious. You could definitely tell that DK the Hobbit had a plan here. Huns are a great choice for this map. They get that extra starting gold. And when they get to Castle Age quicker, they can get their knights out quicker and secure this gold in the center quicker. So Huns are definitely a solid pick on this map, for sure. I mean, it is a closed map, which does hurt Huns, but maybe late game Huns can struggle. But earlier, before then, Huns could have an advantage. So Torgo calls it. He can't take gold. He's got stone, but he knows where this is headed. He knows his opponent's going to make trebs and destroy this castle and then eventually push in. So a very entertaining game, and I'm looking forward to watching the final game of the set, Game 3. So we got Game 3 here in AoE Area King of Ireland Tournament. Bronze Division. DK the Hobbit versus torgo73. We are on Glendalough, as it's called. We have DK the Hobbit as the blue Cumans, and we have torgo73 as the purple Lithuanians. It'll be interesting to see what these players come up with for this map. I'm thinking about the civ choices here. I mean, both have obvious advantages on this map. The Cumans get a second town center, the ability to build a second town center in the feudal age. The Cumans could drop their town center like somewhere down here and secure a gold pile early on. Maybe some more map control, maybe some resources at the back. The Lithuanians with the extra food could maybe insta-dock, build a dock, put all their villagers on wood initially, chopping stragglers or something. It is an open map. There are relics. Relics are pretty accessible. It's not like they're all clumped up in one place. So it'll be interesting to see what these players come up with. Torgo73 has 5 on sheep. He's chopping a straggler. This is telling me that Torgo really wants that early dock here. And he's going to build it before the lumber camp. So we do see the Lithuanian insta-dock here from Torgo. I mean, this is a lightning fast dock in less than 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, he's basically going to start building this dock. There it is. So, 2 lakes in Glendalough. It's based off of the medieval site. This is a very famous site in Ireland. There are 2 lakes. There's generally a deeper glacial lake, and then there's kind of like a swampier lake downstream from that. That's a little bit more shallow. One lake has deep fish. One lake has shore fish. And so the question becomes what's the meta on this map? What do you do? Well, certainly you could get some advantage from building a dock. It's like having a second town center working. But you could also make the argument that these shorefish are well worth your time, being the fastest food collection rate in the game for villagers. Let's see. So he's got this dock up. He does not have a villager yet. He does not have a... There he goes. Okay, fishing ship. He's building one now. He's chopping his stragglers. Torgo73 needs a real lumber camp as soon as possible, though. These stragglers are not going to last long, and he's going to run out of wood. He's going to have to come over here to these really bad wood lines. Let's see what DK the Hobbit has done. Alright, he's gone over to take wood from the closer wood line, which I can understand. It's a little less convenient. You will run out of wood faster. This wood line is definitely much better, but you got to walk further to get there. so it's not as safe, and there's more time spent walking, less time spent gathering wood. So torgo73 with a 2 villager advantage over DK the Hobbit. DK the Hobbit has had over a minute of idle time compared to torgo73's 2 seconds of idle time. Are you kidding me? Man, that's really good. Okay, here we go. torgo73 is finally building a lumber camp over here. He's got that free fishing ship, pretty much, essentially, the Lithuanian bonus. And now he is going to send a lot of villagers to wood. Wow. So he really wants to invest in this fishing economy. That's what that's telling me, based on how many he has sent to wood out there. He hasn't even built a mill. So torgo73, 3 villagers ahead of DK the Hobbit at this point. But this is really good town center idle time from torgo73. Like, I would love to have only 2 seconds of town center idle time this far into the game. Perhaps he can share his secrets with a friend. What is Torgo doing? He's building a house out here. Maybe Torgo's plan is to build houses along this edge to tell him if DK the Hobbit is docking this area. Now, he should have pretty decent vision. I mean, he doesn't see it all. So torgo73 could build a dock like right here and he wouldn't see it. What is this? What is he doing? Is he just going to wall this off? Maybe he wants to prevent his opponent from docking. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand this. What does this wall accomplish for Torgo? I'm going to have to get Torgo to tell me what this wall does after the game. It's got a scout here. You know, there are some free sheep down here. So, and a free scout. So if you can come down here and conquer this, you can whack away at this fence with your scout and take these sheep for yourself. Take the scout, use him to explore. Yeah, I don't understand this. I don't get this here, but who knows? We'll see. So this terrain here in the center between the lakes is unbuildable. It's like Ghost Lake in that sense. It's like ice. Except it's not ice terrain. That wouldn't look right. They get very little snow in Ireland, just a little bit of dusting in the mountains a couple times a year maybe. Okay, so Torgo should have loom already. Yeah, he does. So this scout from DK the Hobbit can't do much. Okay, so here comes DK the Hobbit. So are these villagers interested in building a dock is the question. What are these villagers doing? Or are these villagers going to go after the shorefish? No, we are on our way to the feudal age. So these could be town center villagers. Villagers that are going to build a town center. Man, it's going to take forever. With only 2 villagers. Okay, Torgo really wants to wall this off. He wants to prevent his opponent from building a dock. His opponent could still build a dock right here. Or maybe right here. This fish actually might be blocking docking. So, interesting. DK the Hobbit is going to lose his scout. He's walled... Torgo has walled DK the Hobbit's scout in against this lake. That's kind of funny. What are these villagers doing? They are building a forward barracks. That is a very aggressive barracks for DK the Hobbit. So both players are going to be feudal age shortly. DK the Hobbit slightly ahead. No militia in queue. And I wonder if he'll build a town center. I wonder if he's going to like Kuman douche torgo73. Build his own town center right here next to this gold. Secure some gold. Some of Torgo's gold. It'd be pretty awkward for Torgo having to deal with that. No, these are ranges. A lot of them. Wow. So DK the Hobbit is he's putting down 4 range foundations because he can, because Kumans. Ranges are cheaper for Kumans. They only cost, I think, 75 gold or something like that. It's ridiculous. But in order to sustain archer production from 4 ranges, you're going to need 4 times 3.5, which is the same thing as 2 times 7. You're going to need 14 on gold. So is DK the Hobbit going to put 14 on gold? He's putting a lot more on gold right now. He's sending 9 over to gold. Is this some kind of so-called tatty rush? Is this just all-in archers here? Plan to make no more villagers and just make a ton of archers? Seems quite risky. torgo73 has built a blacksmith now in this location and is building a forward barracks. So players building a lot more buildings on these beaches than I expected when I designed the map initially. So we got archers in queue for DK the Hobbit. He's making one more villager. But I think this is going to be a mass archer game from DK the Hobbit. Are there archers in queue for this one too? Yes, there are. All in archers. Is he going to have fletching? Yeah, he somehow afforded fletching. I must have missed that. So Torgo is on his way to Castle Age, though. So if DK the Hobbit wants to do something, now is the time. Torgo73 reaping the benefits of these fishing ships for the Lithuanians and the Instadock. So DK the Hobbit on the move with his archers. If he can take Torgo73 off of gold, he won't be able to make knights. So DK the Hobbit is looking for damage. Torgo sees this coming and flees. I don't know if DK the Hobbit... Yeah, he knows about it. He knows there are villagers running from him. So forward stable here. And this villager whacking this archer into submission. The archer flees. DK the Hobbit needs to find the resources and deny them. Don't let Torgo73 waste his time with running a bunch of villagers around. Kill villagers. Kill villagers while they're trying to take a critical resource. So Torgo73 is going to lose some villagers, but he hits Castle Age, so that is not good for DK the Hobbit. DK the Hobbit building a mill with the intention of taking these deer. We should see knights in queue. Yes, we do. So 2 knights from this stable. And another stable coming up for Torgo. DK the Hobbit, the feedback that I would give him is he seems to want to chase villagers. He should be finding his opponent's critical resources and denying them, especially now that he knows his opponent is in Castle Age. These archers will do 1 damage per hit to knights. Archers are just so bad against knights. After this +2 comes in. So there it is. He finally found the gold. And Torgo dropping another stable. These archers need to camp this gold. DK the Hobbit needs more spearmen, though, to help deal with these knights. He has a 13 villager advantage over DK the Hobbit. And Torgo is again not on gold. DK the Hobbit maybe not realizing this. Torgo is going to come take this gold now so that he can continue to make knights. DK the Hobbit is in trouble. Does DK the Hobbit know about that gold there? I think he does. He must. He must. He ran right by it. Yes, so DK the Hobbit has scouted this gold, so he knows that his opponent could go here to gold. And he doesn't see any activity on this gold here. So now the knights are going to come on their own time and clean these archers up. They just got bloodlines, so they'll be much tankier. They have +2. And DK the Hobbit's army is going to go down. So DK the Hobbit has a large economy unbalanced now. He had a ton of villagers on gold, so he can buy Castle Age. Should be able to buy Castle Age at this point. It'll be close. He might be a little bit short. But he's already about 20 villagers behind Torgo73. So the all-in Taffy Rush was not fast enough and did not do enough damage, unfortunately, for DK the Hobbit. There's nothing stopping these knights from just running past these ranges. I don't know if that's Torgo's MO, though. Torgo might spend half the game destroying these ranges. He spent a lot of time in the first game destroying DK the Hobbit's forward. And that gave DK the Hobbit some time to build up some military to resist his attack. Slightly. So Torgo pushing out across the map now. He's got 5, 6 knights. DK the Hobbit needs every single one of these villagers. He cannot afford to lose them. He's building a second town center here, but Torgo knows about it. And these town centers take forever to build, so this is going to be denied. He sent 1 knight, and he's got his scout to deal with this. Sent 1 knight because that's all he needs. Where are the rest of the knights? They are pressuring the berries. DK the Hobbit needs to house wall this in. Is he on it? Tell me he's on his way to Castle Age. Nope. He's not on his way to Castle Age. He has 8 on gold, none on wood, and 5 on food somewhere. DK the Hobbit with 18 villagers to Torgo's 50. DK the Hobbit deciding to queue 11 more archers. Okay. I don't see what these archers can do. But maybe he wants to get a sneak in and take a bunch of villagers out on the wood line. Maybe that's his plan. But without Castle Age, this is going to be so hard. So these knights are going to spot this enclosure from Torgo. So Torgo sees the villagers working here. Knows that this is where he needs to break in. DK the Hobbit is going to try to repair this, but I think there are too many knights. Although Kuin Palisades have more health. So maybe he'll be able to hold these knights at bay. The other issue... Okay, there's still 400 gold here. DK the Hobbit... yeah, he calls the GG just before the Palisade goes down. And says good luck next. So DK the Hobbit with a good idea. But he just didn't have the execution he needed here to really hurt Torgo. If he had camped Torgo's gold, Torgo maybe could have made like 5 knights. Not even 5 knights, like 3 knights at most. Assuming that he got the first armor but not the second. And 3 knights is probably enough to kill all of the archers that DK the Hobbit had at that time. But he also could have built a few spearmen to whittle down those knights, and then torgo73 would have been out of gold. So again, there was definitely a window in which DK the Hobbit could have won this game. This may not have felt close, but it actually was, looking at it. Torgo73 was off gold for a time, just as he would have been hitting Castle Age. He had something like 200 gold. He could have made 3 knights. But I don't think DK the Hobbit knew that Torgo had such limited gold access. So he went around trying to get villager kills, and in that time, Torgo went back to gold and then made more knights. And then there was nothing that DK the Hobbit could do. Definitely a fun set from both of these guys. Really grateful that that they signed up for this tournament. It means a lot to me. Worked hard on the maps, and it's very gratifying to see what people come up with for them. So unfortunately, we'll have to say goodbye to DK the Hobbit. He's had some great military maneuvers here, and he had 2 hard-fought sets. But we're looking forward to seeing Torgo73 progress in the tournament and see where he goes from here. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and hopefully I will catch you next time.